Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to get started with our program. There's still some people getting their salad, and they'll come in and we'll continue our program, because I'm certain that some of the adults in this room and some of our students want to get back to school, and our adults need to get back to work. Well, welcome. My name is Jonathan Greenberg. I'm superintendent of the Paris Union High School District, and today we celebrate the Paris-Menifee Chamber of Commerce Student of the Month program. I'd like to ask Pastor Ted Norton from New Life Fellowship to come up first and lead us in prayer. Would you please rise? I know you would have done that. I just think you can't stand up and pray.
Okay, shall we pray? Our Heavenly Father, we're just very thankful for this school year. We're thankful for the opportunity that we live in a country where we can receive an education. And Lord, no matter how hard the topics are, Lord, if we work hard and if we trust in you, Lord, you give us the ability to learn. Thank you for just those opportunities and for the opportunity that we have this afternoon to honor these young men and women, Lord, who have done well. Lord, we just thank you for this food and this time. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Ted. Please remain standing. And the mayor. I didn't say Simon Says. Okay. Mayor Darrell Bush from the City of Paris to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
We're waiting. She's got a salad plate in her hand.
Hard to put you can't hold the salad.
Right. Yeah. Please join me in saluting our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now you may be seated. Simon Says. Again, welcome to our Student of the Month program. We are happy that you're here. Each month during the school year, we recognize 4 outstanding students. Their stories are compelling. Each one of them has a different story. There are a lot of people in this room, probably half, that are here almost every month. And every time we hear a great story, we say, oh my God, that's the best story I ever heard. There'll never be a story that'll top it. And then we'll come the next month and we'll hear a new story. So we're waiting to hear those stories, students. The Student of the Month program is a local high school recognition program supported by the community to acknowledge and honor college, vocational, trade school-bound senior students for their character, their love of learning, commitment to academics, participation in athletics, school activities, community service, or the ability to persevere and overcome difficult life circumstances in a setting that honors God, country, family, community, and free enterprise. And before we introduce our students, everybody knows this is, election time, and America's going to elect a new president or re-elect a current president. And I thought I'd give you a little history, because I'm a history teacher by trade, about our presidents and how they did in school. And you're going to be a little surprised, because we have 4 great students here. You might think that our presidents and first ladies were great students, but actually many of them were late bloomers and underachievers in school. Now you're going to be surprised. You automatically think John and Jackie Kennedy had sparkle in school, or that Barbara Bush would have been fun to go to school with. But then you read that John Kennedy was a dreamer who could never find his books and was always disheveled, or that Jackie regretted feeling like she had to hide how smart she was. In the book about Mrs. Bush, she was described by former schoolmates as sarcastic and mean. Now, we would never guess that of Barbara Bush. Some presidents had trouble learning. President Wilson, for example, was slow to speak and read. While his parents thought he was brilliant, his teachers thought he was kind of average. It wasn't until Wilson went to Princeton that he connected with a teacher for the first time, and he wrote to his father, "I have made a discovery. I have a mind." President Wilson. Now, here's one about Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan, in his autobiography, described himself as the last kid chosen. The self-conscious student who dreaded public speaking. But then in high school, something happened. He met a teacher who, despite wearing some very thick glasses, was confident and loved his creativity, which he nurtured in President Reagan. And so today we're going to honor 4 great students, but we also want to recognize that the light turns on for all of us at different times. Sometimes it turns on early in life. My brother was one of those students. He was straight A's from kindergarten all the way through law school. And then there's just some of us, and I won't mention any names, Marcy Savage, that became better students as time went on. But again, today, we recognize 4 great students from our school district. I would like to introduce the principals and the students at this time, and so when I introduce the school, and these are in random order, we switch the order so we don't pick the same school each time. I think we're favoring one over another. I'd like the principal, the student, and the family of the student to please stand and be recognized. First, from Heritage High School, Emily, Shoop? Shoop, I was close. Shoop, and Principal Julie Zero. And family. I should know Emily's name because I don't have to get up. Not yet. Emily is a public speaker at Heritage High School. I've seen her do more than one speech, and she's ready right now to get up and give her speech. She's a great student. The Student of the Month for Paris High School is Brenda Cervantes, Principal Dr. Lynn Sheffield, and family. Congratulations. Student of the Month for Choice 2000 Online Charter School, Richard Charles Barnett, Dean Latricia Parker, and family. Okay, and from Paloma Valley High School, Nikki Gabrielle Ella, I got it right, and Principal Brian Morris and family. Now you're recording this. Did you turn the camera on yourself when I mentioned it? Okay. Probably not. Okay, this event, which we wish we had a larger room, but we're blessed to have the room that we do have. Obviously, Sally Myers is the founder of this program. She's founded this program in Temecula, Murrieta, Lake Elsinore, and in Paris and Menifee. And we're so thankful for the business community that really makes this happen. And in spite of, as I keep saying, the worst economy since the Great Depression, our businesses in this community continue to support this program. And to represent the two chambers of commerce that represent the businesses in our community, I'd like to ask Dorthy Wolons, President and CEO of the Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce, and Mr. Grant Bennett, President of the Paris Valley Chamber of Commerce, to come up and say a few kind words. Kind, Dorothy, kind.
First? I'm excited to go first. Well, on behalf of the Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce, we have this beautiful gold certificate signed by both Grant and I to present to all the students, and we're so proud of you. But I'm especially proud this month to be also standing up here as a proud mother of the Student of the Month. My son, John Hughes, is Student of the Month at Paris Lake. So just like all of you moms that I can't wait to hear what you have to say about your students, I'm up here to brag about my son, John Hughes.
Well, thank you. On behalf of the Paris Valley Chamber of Commerce, we want to congratulate all the students on this great accomplishment. It's not every student at your school. There's 2,700 kids at your school, and you're the one that got selected. So something to be very proud of, and congratulations to the families. Without the support of the families, they wouldn't be able to get to this point, and the teachers also for what they do to help the students. But as far as the Chamber of Commerce, we want you to come back and be part of our business community when you go out to college or your trade school, whatever you're doing. Come back to our communities, be part of making both Paris and Menifee a better place. So again, congratulations on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you very much. And as we go through the thank yous, and by the way, lunch is going to come and you're just going to eat right here in the program, and I'll watch you eat, and I will be grading all of you on how well you eat. And I certainly won't be grading the two school board members that are here today that represent my bosses. They're my two bosses who are here today. I have President of the Board, Mr. Eric Cronky, and Vice President Joan Cooley. They're both here. Paris Union High School. I also want to thank Lori Ortel and Sarah Rico, Sarah is here and Lori is over there. They work in my office and coordinate all this. Our development director is none other, and by the way, he's not just the development director of this program, he's also the director of this particular production. In case I mess up or any of the principals mess up, Mayor Darrell Bush will put you back in line. Listen to him, okay? And ladies and gentlemen, our Director of Development, Mr. Darrell Bush. Want to come and speak?
Okay, I thought that was the introduction.
No, that's not the introduction. See, you and Emily just...
Overachievers.
How many times have we done this program, Mayor? You don't come up and speak now. You know, it gets October and politicians, they all want to talk. Our coordinator from Sizzler here in Paris is Nancy, and so we thank her. She'll be helping deliver all of our food. Now, your program, which is in front of you, includes the Students of the Month on the front cover. Inside, you see the meal sponsors. That's the lunch sponsors for this particular event. And we thank them as well as all of the people and the companies listed on the third page. And on the back would be the Student of the Year sponsors. So students, your Student of the Month, that's quite an accomplishment, but you can also become Student of the Year. And sometime during the spring, early spring, you'll be getting a letter of application and you can apply for that as well. And right now our, I think last year, our Student of the Year had almost $2,000 each granted to them. So today you get a really great gift bag, you get a free lunch, and you get a lot of praise. But if you're a Student of the Year, you get money. And so we'll encourage you to fill out those things. Now, the lunch sponsors that are here, that are present, and I'll recognize those that are present, Alterra Credit Union, Cheryl Benjamin. Cheryl's right back there. Thank you, Cheryl. From Ashley Crunk, you can clap, you can clap. I can talk, you can clap. Simon says. Ashley Cronky, Mr. Eric Cronky, thank you very much. From the Bank of Hemet, our good friend Virginia, and her new partner in crime, Tammy. Please raise your hand. Bank of Hemet. Did Julie Woodruff get here from the city? There she is, the city manager. Thank you for coming. We mentioned from the city of Paris, we have Mayor Darrell Bush, we have Council Member Mark Yarbrough, City Clerk Judy Honey, and Isabel Carlos, the Administrative Services Manager. Oh, and Joe. Joe, how could I forget you? Joe, Joe, you need to stand up and be recognized. This is the guy that does all of the PR for the city of Paris. Thank you, Joe. We appreciate you being here. Joe and I sat next to each other at a historical society event, and he goes to all of them, and he's religious about it and does a great job promoting the city. We thank you for being here. Also here from the school district is Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services, Marcy Savage. Please raise your hand. Okay, so make sure that I don't mess this up. And by the way, the school district, we donate, or we pay for the postage on all these thank you notes that I'm going to tell you about later, students. This is your homework assignment. Emily, you can start doing this now. Can't start speaking yet, but you can start writing. Also a lunch sponsor that's here today from the Vistera Credit Union, Matt Nolasco. Matt is right back there. Thank you, Matt, for coming. And as I told you, right now our scholarships for Student of the Year, and we're hoping to, the economy's going to improve and we're going to get more money donated, but we're thrilled with what we have so far. Almost over $8,000 for the students, so about $1,620 per student. So I see the parents in the room lighting up. Their eyes are lighting up thinking, I don't want to pay for all that tuition next year. You got to win, dude. You got to win. Okay, our scholarship scholarship donors are from International Autocrafters, Moreno Valley, Harry Ryan. Harry, please raise your hand. Thank you very much. On behalf of the Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce, you met Dorthy Wolons. I am on the board of directors, so I am Dorothy's boss. Thank you, Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce. The Paris Union Management Association, PUMA, is represented by Patricia Parker. Thank you very much for the donation of the managers in the district. Is the Rotary Club of Menifee represented? Oh yeah, you and me.
Oh yeah, there we are.
That's right, here we are. We are also a sponsor of the Scholarship or the Student of the Year Award. And WLC Architects, Glenn, did Glenn come in? Glenn Ueda? I didn't see if Glenn was here. But I just missed somebody else that I'm going to remember. I'm going to remember. I'm missing somebody else, but that's okay. Okay, so our Student of the Year gift sponsors are also recognized. Again, we thank Mark Yarborough and Swedish Speed Champion Towing for the engraved pens that you will have inside each of your bags. Thank you very much. And one of the things I always want parents to do and school people to recognize, these businesses, again, have contributed so much. I hope when you're out shopping, especially as we move into the holiday season, that you'll recognize and support these businesses by spending your dollars there as opposed to somewhere else. So please make sure you support our businesses. And at this point, I would like to have a nice round of applause for all of our businesses who support Student of the Month, Student of the Year. Henry Dang, you did not get recognized. Henry Dang, Whimsical Yogurt and New York Pizza right there in Menifee. Henry, could you raise your hand? Henry's a big supporter of our program. When I got hungry, Henry, I immediately thought of the pizza that I eat at your establishment all the time. Okay, so now as lunch is coming out, they're starting from this side, moving to this side. They always do. And Paloma always tends to always sit on that side, Brian. You got to somehow move to the middle and get your lunch earlier. Okay, so as lunch is coming out, I'm going to ask the following dignitaries to come forward who have wonderful certificates of recognition for our Students of the Month. And we're going to start off, and I'm going to line them up. It's kind of rogues gallery. Mayor Darrell Bush and Councilman Mark Yarborough from the city of Paris. Representing the city of Menifee will be Julie Woodruff. From Senator Emerson's office, Daniel Sanchez. From Assemblyman Nastandy's office, Sarah Duckett. From Assemblyman Paul Cook's office, Mr. George Price. From County Supervisor Marion Ashley's office, Barry Bush. And I will represent Congressman Darrell Issa. Okay, so we're going to start, ladies and gentlemen, with the Honorable Mayor Darrell Bush, the City of Paris.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the City of Paris, it's a pleasure to be here for this program. I don't miss it unless something happens, and I try to make it every time because I find it refreshing for myself to see what the students are doing and what they've achieved. Because you see so many things, as we know in the city, that are the bad things. They don't tell the good things, and that's why we have Joe here. We want the good things to come out in our city, and Joe does that for us. But I want to congratulate each and every student, but also the parents, because I think the parents are a big part of the achievement that these children have by helping them or just being there for them. Sometimes it's not help, but just being there. For the support so they can accomplish the goals that they choose in their life, and probably helping them make some decisions on their life too. So Mr. Yarborough is here. He's going to tell you about the wonderful certificate, and again, congratulations to the students and the parents.
Thank you, Mayor. We have certificates of achievement that are signed by the mayor and our city clerk. Very nice, going to look good in your portfolio. Wish I had one like this, but what can I say? However, a couple things I do want to share, just a brief story that anything is possible. And appreciate so much it kind of piggyback on what the mayor had said, that, you know, and kind of everybody said something this morning that just reminded me of what I wanted to share, is that anything is really possible when you have some students that'll have full-time jobs, get straight A's from kindergarten. You know, they help everybody else, and they're just amazing individuals. But unlike them, most of us get inspiration from teachers, from neighbors, from relatives, from different people that really get us to where we are. And you know, I was a perfect example of that as a kid. Terrible teachers, you know, in junior high, and but through family, and when I actually came to Paris, I was one of those kids that had 4 periods of auto shop, and that was my thing. So that's what I do now. I have an automotive facility, I have a tow company, we have a stable full of race cars that we run out of Paris, and but I could have never done that without you know, my family seeing what it was that made me tick, pushed me in the right direction, and then the outstanding teachers that I had here at Paris that actually through the ROP program I was able to go to state finals and represent the high school, you know, through that, which was a first. But again, through other people's inspiration. So those parents, grandparents, teachers, everybody that's helped with the students, you know, to you I thank you, because I know what it feels like. And without it, you know, we couldn't get where we're at. So enjoy your day. As the superintendent said, you know, you're picked from literally thousands of people to be here today. So this is an extra special day. So congratulations to you on behalf of the City of Paris. Thanks.
Okay, and now Julie Woodruff, Assistant to the City Manager for the City of Menifee. Julie?
Hi, I'm Julie from the City Manager's Office. It's a pleasure to be here today. This is my first experience here, but I've heard all about it from Mayor Denver, and I was told that I was supposed to bring a big box of Kleenex with me today because the stories are so touching. So just a big congratulations from the Mayor and the City Council, and of course City Manager Rawlings. So, you know, keep pushing forward. Good luck in your careers, and we hope that you come back and establish your career here in Menifee or Paris if you want. That's okay too. So, congratulations to you all, and thank you for inviting us here today. Do I give you? Nope, just leave it there. All right. Okay.
No problem. That's okay. Thank you, Julie. Great. Okay, and from Senator Bill Emerson's office, Mr. Daniel Sanchez.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is actually my first time here, and I just want to say that it's, you know, I consider this an honor to be in front of these wonderful students, and I wish you guys very well in your future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And from Assemblyman Brian Nastandi's office, Sarah Duckett. She's a regular here.
Hello, and on behalf of Assemblyman Brian Estandi, congratulations. Like you said, I'm a regular. I truly enjoy coming and hearing your stories, and it's touching, and to come and see the brightest and best from the schools, it's amazing. Keep up the hard work, and it may seem a long way, but graduation is right around the corner, so keep going at it. And remember, fill out the Student of the Year, because it's worth it. It's a really good time, and the money for scholarship is wonderful. So once again, congratulations and best of luck.
Thank you very much. Great job. And from Assemblyman Paul Cook's office, also a regular here, Mr. George Price.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Greenberg. It's my pleasure to represent Assemblyman Paul Cook. It's really bittersweet. I've been coming to these for 6 years, and great stories here. As Dr. Greenberg said, you hear stories every month that are just incredible. Students that work, students that have overcome hardships. And I'm going to miss those stories, and I really want to, I was hoping Sally would be here, but I really want to thank Sally and all of her staff and all the school district personnel for the great job that you do. Keep up the great work, and students, they really work hard for you. So give the principals and Sally Myers, and give them a big hand for the work they do, please. And this is my last meeting, last luncheon representing Assemblyman Cook here, but I may not be gone.
Okay. Thank you very much. Well, what we need to say is Assemblyman Cook is actually running for Congress. So, you know, we've never been able to get Congressman Ice to actually be here, George, so maybe you'll be the rep and we'll be able to see you with that. So best of luck to you. Representing County Supervisor Marion Ashley, who's a graduate of Paris High School, is none other than Mr. Barry Bush.
On behalf of Supervisor Marion Ashley, a graduate of Paris High, taking some of my steam away there. He's very proud of all of you that are here for Student of the Month. This is a big day in our office, and he makes sure that somebody from his staff, usually me, thank goodness, that I get to come to this since I'm a resident of the Paris Valley as well. But to the students, we're proud of you. Keep going, working hard. It's the beginning of the school year, you know, still have some more fun, but enjoy the rest of it. Be safe, and we'll see you at graduation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, and so all the certificates are really nice. They're wonderful. By the way, students of the month, you can show this to your brothers and sisters, and so go get it real close to them and go, can't touch this. No. You know, because this is something you also want to make sure you put in your portfolio, because again, very few students actually have this. So when you're applying for college or trade schools, or even if you're going in the military, these are things that will help you move ahead. And so we highly recommend that you show these and tell people about them. This certificate of special congressional recognition is from our Congressman Darrell Issa, and we have one for each of our students, and this is like the gold medal. This is really a nice certificate, and again, one that very few students have. And again, when you apply for scholarships at school, these are things you want to make sure go on your resume. So congratulations, students. And now, last but not least, I have thank you cards that I told you about earlier that Emily has already started writing as she's been eating her lunch. In each of your bags are thank you notes and a list that looks like this of all the businesses that help support Student of the Month and Student of the Year. So we're hoping, we're expecting that each one of you, because you're great students, you're going to have this done by tomorrow. Oh no, maybe a week or two. You're going to write a thank you note, and if you give this to your principal, they'll send it to us and we will pay for the postage. So again, part of becoming an adult student is recognizing that you didn't do this alone. Not only did you have, you have great parents, great support system at home, at your church, also your teachers, your friends, and also recognize that the community has a stake and has supported you as well. So we hope that you'll take advantage of that and write the thank you notes. I can tell you every time I get one, I read it personally because it really tells me about your character. And one of the things that Sally says all the time to all of us is that this program is more than about scholarship, it's about character. It's about making people become the kind of people that they need to be. So we are now come to the part of the program where I'm going to announce what's in those gift bags over there. And we have gold cups from Altera Credit Union. We thank Cheryl Benjamin for those. You cold cups, not gold cups. I said gold cups. Yeah, everybody's going to get me to that bag. I know gold is very expensive. We also have the gift bags were paid for, and we appreciate it. International Autocrafters, Harry and Ryan. Thank you, Harry, for that. New Life Fellowship, Pastor Ted Norton has a Bible and Kleenex. And we talked about the Kleenex earlier, not because you're going to read the Bible and cry, but because if you go away to school and like me, you face your first college test and you've always been getting A's, and guess what? Everybody in the class, they all got A's too. So the competition has gone up. So certainly these will be helpful. Thank you, Ted. Appreciate that. New York Upper Crust Pizza and Whimsical Yogurt and Gelato. Henry, again, we appreciate it. The gift, there's a gift certificate. Good for food certificates. We know how our students like that. Signature Farms has horseback riding lessons in there. We thank Patty Roberts for that. Vistera Credit Union, Matt, there's a water bottle in there because we know you'll get thirsty when you're away from home. All high school students will be are getting prom tickets, except for the Academy and Paris Lake. And since they're not here, we don't have to talk about that they're not getting prom tickets. Everybody in this room is getting a prom ticket. On behalf of the school district, we're giving you the movie tickets, postage, and thank you cards. And last but not least, parents, I know that you wish other relatives were here. Well, some of your relatives were here. Those other relatives you didn't want here anyway. But the ones that you do care about, we're making a DVD of today's performance, today's little ceremony. And it's being done by Paloma Valley High School that I'll be talking about later. And so we will be mailing home to you a free DVD. Now I could tell you for $29.95 in the next 5 minutes if you call, but I won't do that. I won't do that. Okay, so now it comes to the best part of the program. We get to recognize our students. Now Sally and I have a creative difference on this. And when she's here, she owns this restaurant. She's paying for a lot of what we're doing here. We do it Sally's way. But when Sally's not here, she's okay with the fact that I deviate from the script a little bit. And here's what we're going to do. When we ask Emily finally to come up, we're going to invite Heritage High School up, which will mean the principal, the teacher, and any other staff members that are here to speak about the student. And the principal will go first, followed by the teacher, followed by the student, followed by the parent. And students, you will have, the principal has 1 minute, and since they work for me, I'll put the stopwatch on, and you can bet they're all gonna stay about 1 minute or less. The teacher gets up, and all the teachers that are speaking are tenured teachers, so they can probably talk as long as they want, but we're hoping that, especially Mr. Clow, that you will speak for only 1 minute. As a speech and debate teacher, 1 minute, Mr. Clow. How fast? And students will have 2.5 minutes, and then parents, since you're taxpayers and pay for the whole school system, you can talk as long as you want. And students are to introduce their family and guests, introduce their teacher or staff member, share a college and career goals, share about their current school life, and they have to answer at least one of the following questions. These are tough questions. Number 1, what do you believe is your greatest contribution to your community, school, or family? 2, what do you think is the most significant life lesson that you will take away with you to college or work? 3, how do you plan on giving back to your community or paying it forward? And 4, share a personal story that demonstrates an obstacle that you've overcome. Sally says the parent has 1 minute, but I'm superintendent, you can have more than that. But what we're really hoping to hear is a little bit about who you are and what your character is, because then we can all feel that we're sharing in your celebration. So I get the pleasure of introducing Heritage High School Principal Julie Zierl and Emily and her family. Yeah. Oh, I will. I'm gonna use the first one as the example.
Okay.
Yeah, the mayor thinks he's a school board member. Okay, here we go. Heritage High School family, students, please rise and move to the podium. Okay, so watch how we do this, okay? Yeah, you're on that side. Go, get closer, like you like her. Okay, now where? You can pretend. Okay. You're on this side, Emma. On this side? Yeah, parent, family member, you're on this side. Okay, and they all have to really squeeze in together, tight. Nice shoes, by the way. Okay, all right. Okay, here we go.
Well, good afternoon. It's my pleasure to be here to introduce Emily Shoup. She's one of our star students in many ways. Like Dr. Greenberg said, she's a part of our speech and debate team, but she's also part of our drama team as well. One of the most fun students to watch. Her personality always shines through whenever you see her on campus or in her classrooms. I look forward to seeing her when I see her out on campus. I always get a warm welcome from Emily. She not only challenges herself academically, but she sets high standards for herself as well as her teammates in speech, debate, and drama. She's just a pleasure to be on campus, and she's a great example to her classmates and her teachers. I think that Mr. Clow will have a lot of great things to say about her too. She definitely brings some smiles to the faces of her teammates in speech debate as well.
No pressure. Thank you, Ms. Zierl. 1 minute?
50 seconds.
The best word to describe Emily Shoup would be the other. I know that seems odd. The reason that I would choose that phrase specifically for her is because that is what she constantly thinks of. She thinks of the other. She always strives not only to succeed in her own way, but to succeed with others. Whether it is tutoring people that we've had, fostering freshmen, helping them to feel more comfortable, helping teammates with their pieces, or trying to find out how they did in the next round, all the way through to drama, where she's given countless hours, whether she's on stage or off stage. She's helped build homecoming floats, been in front of everybody with it, even as a lion. I wonder why. Anyway, but Emily, throughout all of her experience in my humble small time with her, has been concerned and really strives not only for her own success, but for the success of those around her. And that is one key component as to why I chose her to be my captain, and I do not take that lightly. So I guess I present to you Ms. Emily Shoup.
Thank you for nominating me, and thank you for accepting. My family, my mom is here, and my drama director, Diane Schott and Cassie Hammond, are both here with me today. Mr. Clow is my speech and debate coach, and I appreciate him a lot because I would not be standing here if it wasn't for him. My college and career goals, I plan to get my BFA, Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater Arts, and become a manager of stage actors and actresses. My current school life is a little crazy right now. I'm the captain of the speech and debate team. I'm part of GSA, I'm part of Link Crew. I'm applying for colleges right now and scholarships, and I'm in a drama show right now. I just have a lot going on. A personal story would be something that I'm extremely proud of is the performer I've become today. Through my 4 years at Heritage High School, I have met and worked with so many amazingly talented people whom I admire and strive to make proud. My coach, Mr. Clow, has showed me that I can be the actress I want to be by pushing myself. Cassie and Diane have helped me realize my place on stage and how I can be a strong, independent woman. And last but not least, my family. My mom has helped me see that high school is high school and it'll be over. And my dad has been nothing but supportive, even when he didn't understand why I was being so dramatic. All of these people have helped me see that my dreams are possible, and they've helped me reach the dreams in my 4 years of high school. And this is Cassie. She is my drama director. She's been directing me for 8 years, and she's gonna speak now.
I met Emily I was a first-year teacher at an elementary school in Nuevo, and she was a 5th grade student. And one of my fellow teachers described her to me as being way too little for her body at one point, which nobody would look and believe today because Emily now is a lot different than Emily then. And she's one of those students that have always made you really proud to have taught her. And so when she moved to middle school, I actually moved to middle school too. And so we went to middle school together. And I've seen her grow up and grow into her own shoes and her own self, because she was 6 feet tall in 5th grade, and she's still 6 feet tall now. And she's just, now there's 12 feet of person crammed into 6 feet of body instead of the other way around. She went from being a fairly quiet 11-year-old to an 18-year-old who has an opinion on everything and is not afraid to share it with you. She worked with me building a community theater program in Nuevo, which is a little town down the street that has virtually nothing. We don't have a chamber or a city or anything like that, or even a building for our theater. But she built it from the ground up with us. She's put countless hours of time and effort into every single project we tackle, no matter how big or small it is. She's always the first one there and the last one to leave. She's the first one with an idea and the last one with an excuse. And I think that these are the qualities that have made Emily so amazing to know over the years. Where she's so different from other kids that I've had, because I've been teaching for 8 years, so I've had a lot of different students, but it's the amount of courage that she possesses. Maya Angelou said that courage is the most important of all the virtues because without it, one cannot practice any of the others with consistency. And she has courage in spades. She's an ally to the underdog, like the other. And so many other kids and adults will pretend not to hear like a carelessly thrown comment. They'll turn their head and look the other way. Emily has no problem calling you out on anything that she sees as wrong. She comes to the aid of a stranger as easily as she comes to the aid of the friend. It doesn't matter who you are. I really never understood how tirelessly a teenager could fight until I met Emily. She gives me great hope for the future because not only does she do all these things, but she's a role model for all the kids that she comes into contact with. My daughter is 8 years old, and I keep her around Emily as much as possible because they say you become like the 5 people you spend the most time around. So she spends time with Emily. And the middle school students who help out in our theater group follow her around like she is the sun and moon, and they are trying to turn into her. And the older teens kind of look to her as the leader, and the adults are always inspired by her faith in people. She has some kind of belief that everybody is here for some reason. So, congrats.
Now I'd like to bring up Dr. Lynn Sheffield from Paris High School and her Student of the Month.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is an extreme pleasure to introduce Paris High School Student of the Month, Ms. Brenda Cervantes. I was very fortunate enough to meet Ms. Brenda last year as a very dependable student. So when I think of Brenda, I think of dependable, because whenever I need anything, it seems to always happen that she is the one that is suggested and the one that gives 110% of her effort. All matters that happen at the school, we have her working with our Safe and Supportive Schools grant. She is on that committee. She's always there with bright ideas that are not only going to help students but staff and the whole school community. So I think she's extremely dependable, and she's taken that effort, being dependable, and she's become a great leader. She is now our ASB president. She's doing wonderful things. I could share so many things. When I saw her name and her recommendation, I just glowed, and I was like, without a doubt, she's got to be the Student of the Month. And so here to introduce a little bit more about Ms. Brenda Cervantes is her teacher, ASB Director Joe Rodriguez.
I prepared something, but before I read what I prepared, I was thinking the first time that I met Brenda, I actually was not her teacher. I was a class advisor for 2012, and it was a senior meeting. And as seniors can be, a little bit rowdy. So she came to present as the junior class president, prom. And the meeting was loud and rambunctious, and it's a little crazy. And Brenda was off to the side, and I didn't know Brenda yet, but she was quietly off to the side, and I remember looking over at her, and I said to you okay? And she said, yeah. And that was our first meeting. And little did I know at that point, I had no worries. I should have had no worries. So, my nomination for Student of the Month is Brenda Cervantes. Brenda is an amazing young person who excels both academically and socially. One of her 6 classes, 3 are AP, all with the letter grade of A this past report card. She is also the ASB president and handles the difficult task of managing her ASB peers that number over 100. This school year actually started for Brenda last year when she won school-wide elections and became the ASB president, followed by leading the prom committee to the most successful prom in Paris history with over 400 in attendance. That was followed by running weekly ASB meetings, managing ASB students during registration week, a car wash, a hike up Mount Rubidoux, and creating the first day of school assembly based on the extra degree. Based on this, we followed all of this before school even started. Now that school is in, she is maintaining excellent grades and has led ASB to be one of the most fiscally sound Paris High student bodies in many years. If that's not enough, she runs cross-country after school, is a peer mentor as part of Lead Group, attends Youth Against Cancer, completes all her avid extracurricular activities with ease, and runs track second semester. But the thing that impresses me most about Brenda is her strength. She leads by example. She is not afraid, ashamed, or embarrassed to do the right thing, has a strong presence of authority that is evident when running student council meetings. Stop by any Monday to witness a room full of teenagers behaving like respectful young adults and giving Brenda the respect she deserves. I am not sure what is Brenda's breaking point or if she even has one. She handles every task I throw at her, every job I'm required to manage, every challenge I place in front of her. She manages. She has earned my respect, and I'm happy to have her as my student, my ASB president, and by the amount of friends she is surrounded by each day, I think they are happy to have her in their lives as well. Congratulations, Brenda. You deserve this honor.
Hi. First of all, of course, I would like to thank Dr. Sheffield, Mr. Rodriguez, and my parents, but of course, all of you guys who support Student of the Month program. Thank you. Here in attendance with me are my mom and dad, and as well as my cousin. I think one of the most significant life lessons that I'll take with me to college is probably basically, as I'm very involved in school, so to me, one thing that I'll probably take to college is being involved as well over there. To me, it's very important. I've been in ASB for 4 years now, and I think now, being involved, I think, and giving to the school and community will pay off later. Just like now, everything that I've done is worth it, getting Student of the Month. I think that's probably one of the life lessons, when I go to college, I would definitely like to be as involved as I am now, and hopefully do something that's meaningful in somebody else's life. When I attend college, I would like to study biology or chemistry, in which I would like to be a forensic biologist or a forensic chemist. So, giving back to the community is very important to me. Sorry. I'm just really thankful for everything. I think high school has definitely been a good experience for me. A lot of students go to school like, I don't like school, I hate school, school sucks. Me every day, I spend every day, after school, for cross country. I actually have a meet right now. So after this, I'm going to my meet. So, yeah, I think being involved is just one of the most significant lessons, and hopefully that I'll take with me to college.
Introduce your parents. Your names.
This is my dad, Genaro Cervantes, and mom, Laura Cervantes. So,
thank you.
Hi, my name is Genaro Cervantes, as you say, and I'm her dad. And I'm very happy that she has all the teachers that she had, and I'm very proud of her. And I want to tell you that in the beginning, I wasn't really happy about her spending so much time at school, but she really changed my mind, seeing how good she's been doing, and I'm just very proud of her. And I thank everybody for supporting all the students. Thank you so much. And my wife don't speak English, so she's proud of her too.
Thank you.
And now I'd like to introduce Latricia Parker from Choice 2000 Online School.
Good afternoon. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Richard Barnett. Richard Barnett is in his 3rd year at Choice 2000. He's been an excellent student. He came from Moreno Valley. And when I sent out an email about a few weeks ago saying, who would you like to nominate, almost all of the teachers at Choice 2000 came back and said, Richard Barnett. And so we're very excited. He's a CHP Explorer. He's going to tell you a little bit more about that. And we have Robert Guzman here, one of his teachers, and he's going to tell you a little bit more about him. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I was fortunate enough to have Richard in my biology class about 2 years ago when he was a sophomore. And I was actually really impressed with this young man because usually it takes a little bit of time for people to get used to our format in our classroom. And he just started off very, very well. He was a leader in my classroom. He always volunteered when I called on him to read. He would get on the webcam as well. And the quality of work was always exceptional. And I'm going to mention a couple of comments from the other teachers because I think they were able to talk about Richard a little bit better than I am, because I'm not as eloquent as some of these other teachers. So Ms. Krause had him for Spanish and U.S. history, and he talked about how Richard has many admirable qualities. He stood out as a leader in both classes that he had with her, and she was impressed with him with his goals for his future. And she's very glad that he represents our school and he's deserving of this honor. Ms. Miller, Richard puts 110% into his work. He's very witty in class when it comes to politics and government, and I do remember that from my biology class. He had some witty comments all the time. Ms. Jimenez, Richard's always willing to volunteer. His projects are always done well and on time. Ms. Donaldson, Richard is a very diligent, hardworking student. He is very respectful towards teachers and peers, shows great determination and dedication, and consistency. He's a pleasure to have. And Mr. Wilson, his English teacher, he's a shining example of excellence at Choice 2000s. His actions inspire fellow students. Having him in my class brightens my day and reminds me of why we are teachers. So with this honor, I'd like to present Richard Barnett.
Wow, thank you. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Thank you for all being here. I've actually never spoken to this group of people, so I'm gonna wing it. So, all right. I'd like to thank everybody for supporting the Student of the Month. I had no idea this was gonna be this big. I didn't even know I was gonna speak. So I'd like to thank everybody, especially my family, my dad, who is also Richard Barnett. So, and then I'd like to also thank my mom, who couldn't be here because she's usually sick, so she couldn't be here today. I'd like to thank the teachers, especially the teachers. I'd like to thank one specific teacher. Unfortunately, he's not here. He has to go. He teaches at Vista Heights Middle School up in Moreno Valley, and his name, I don't even know his first name. I always called him Mr. Rex, but he one day told us, he walked around the classroom and he told everybody, what do you want to be as a career, what do you want to do as a career? And he told us, I told him, I want to be a CHP officer. So he said, oh really? And then so he actually brought his CHP officer friend to come into the class around the time when we were, like, it was around June when we were about to graduate to go from middle school to high school. So he actually brought him over. He taught me about the Explorer program that I'm in, and I've actually been an Explorer for 3 years now. So it's a great program, and for those of you who don't know what the Explorer program is, it's actually a youth program for people who are 15 through 21 who are interested in law enforcement. It's for young adults who are, if you want to become an officer, or if you don't even want to become an officer, it develops your character. Because if I was doing this 3 years ago, I'd be much more nervous than I am now. So I'd like to thank the teachers. I'd like to thank Ms. Parker and Mr. Guzman for doing this, for voting for me. All the teachers who voted for me. I really don't know why you voted for me in the first place, but I'd like to thank that. But excuse me, I'd like to say what do you believe is your greatest contribution to your community, school, or family? Well, like I said, I'm an explorer, and we do a lot for the community. We go to community events. We go to toy drives. Like around Christmas time, we were actually part of the toy drive. And so, what was that? Where everybody would just come and bring presents, and you should have seen this mountain of presents. It was above this roof. That's how tall it was. Amazing. I'm located in our post is located in Riverside, off of Adams and Lincoln Street. It's off the 91. It's actually, we participate in the Trunk and Treat, which is off of, which is near the Grove Community Church. We participate basically in a lot of community programs, and that's why I've contributed. But also, it says here, share a personal story. I'd like to share this personal story before I be quiet and let other people share. Yeah, so when I first joined, I came from Valley View High School. In no way I'm talking down to the school, but I was getting bad grades in Valley View. I had a 1.2 GPA. I honestly didn't like public school. I was actually depressed in public school. So one day I asked my mom, I don't want to go to school anymore. So I want to get a GPA. Do I want to get like a high school? I don't want to go to school anymore. So she said, okay, well we'll go to online school. Yeah. And when we went to Choice, there was this thing called Choice, and we called, and she said that I almost didn't get into Choice 2000 because the minimum GPA you had to have was a 1.5, and I had a 1.2, and then my dad was like, you know, he's a real good kid. Could you at least get him into the school? And so he said, and I think it was Miss Parker. I think it was you who said, yeah, you know what, fine, we'll see about it. We'll let you in. And yeah, and my first report card was 3.4. The next, So that's all I have. I'll be quiet now so you guys can eat and present the next student. So thank you very much. And my dad, who works a lot, works really hard, Richard Barnett.
Thank you, son. Since you took up all my time, I'll make it real short and sweet. I'm very proud of you. I could stand up here for 2 hours and say everything that comes to mind, but focus, inspiration. I wish I had it when I was your age. I'm glad to see that you have it, and I'm wishing you luck in your journey, and I'm sure you'll be all right in the law enforcement. And I want to thank everybody here for inviting my son, because like we said, I didn't expect this. I didn't expect to get up here and talk, so yeah, great job, by the way. And Ms. Parker, Mr. Guzman, I want to thank them for nominating my son for this. It's a real pleasure, and that's all I got to say. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce Brian Morris, principal of Paloma Valley High School.
Great job.
Well, good afternoon. What an inspirational afternoon to hear these stories. You know, as my team pulls into place here, we got to be even, guys, so let's level it out. I want to talk just for a second. You know, we never fully realized the impact these teachers are having on these kids. A couple years ago, we just about eliminated physics altogether at Paloma because we couldn't inspire kids to take the classes. And we went out and found a veteran from LA Unified, Mr. DeMauro, and said, build us a physics program. And boy, did he ever. He came out last year and said, Mr. Morris, why don't you have AP Physics here? I said, no way, no way. It's rocket science. It's way too hard. He says, build it, Mr. Morris, and I'll get him in there for you. And this year, thanks to this man, we have 3 sections of AP Physics and 3 regular physics. It is rocket science going on. gentleman to my left, Nikki Ella, is just another brilliant kid that's come out of our physics classes and so many other areas. He's so humble, this young man. He says that he just wants to make a dent in the universe. And, you know, he's made a huge dent at Paloma. Everything he does, from his activities, from his clubs, from the dance team, from the cross-country team, to the work in his church and the community service, and his incredible grades, which I can't even relate to. This man has already made a dent at Paloma, and I can't wait to see the dent you are going to make in our universe, buddy. Okay? Make sure I do this right. I think Mr. DeMoro's next. Okay.
I just want to say a few good words about Nikki here. First of all, I'm lucky to have the #2 student at Paloma Valley High School in our class. Secondly, this kid is the most humble student I have in all my classes. I can't say anything to him without him saying, no, it's not that good. His work is beyond good. He does everything I ask. And in physics, we have to draw diagrams, we have to be precise. So if he wants to be an engineer or a computer scientist, this is what they have to do, and he's actually rose to that challenge. Most of my students, it's difficult for them to do that. I never had to fight with this kid. And so I show his work off to people, and he's so humble, he doesn't even want to accept it. But then he helps other students actually go meet this challenge. So I really, really like this kid, and he said to me over there when we were eating, he said that he might get into physics. So now I have 6 more months to push this kid into physics. But he's such a good kid, and I'm going to miss him. So, and one last thing I'd like to say is, I really, really like the parents. I really, really like the fact that you raised such a good, strong young man. It's really important to us because, generally speaking, we always talk about the kids that aren't doing so well. So it's nice to talk about the kids that are doing great. And so thank you, parents. That's really nice.
That's right.
Well, here we go. I thank you. You guys, like, I swear, I really don't deserve this, but it truly is, yeah, I know, sorry, I tend to say that a lot. It truly is a blessing, and I can't stress that enough, that I'm here standing with these awesome people. You guys are amazing human beings, just letting you know, but yeah. Dad, come here.
I'll be waiting to say.
Yes, I see you. But yeah, and it's really cool just to see all of you guys, and all of you Student of the Month guys are just, I can't wait for the future, honestly, because I'm going to see all of you guys be like, yeah, I was Student of the Month with those people. Yeah. I'll be like, I remember them. And it's just, it really is great. And seeing your parents, too, and everyone supporting us, it's really amazing. Like, yeah, like Richard said, I didn't expect this at all. Like, I was like, this is so fancy. I feel like I'm underdressed and everything. And, like, it really is an honor. And, as for colleges and stuff, I'm staying in California because I love California, UC bound. I'm fortunate enough to have a father who retired in the military, and I have free tuition, so it's like, yes.
What's your first choice for college?
First
UCLA.
choice, maybe UCLA. But as time goes on, it's gonna be very hectic. As a senior, it's pretty stressful. As my career goal, I just want to change lives, you know, and I'm probably going to major in computer sciences, and with this new technology going on, it's very important to, I guess, make lives easier, and that's what I want to do. School, senior year, it's all drawing down now. I'm currently the varsity cross-country team captain. I'm very honored to be captain, a leader of such a great team. We're winning. It's really great. And I didn't get to eat a lot because I gotta run later, so it's like, so yeah, and everything's just been going well, and this has just been a highlight of my year so far. And my greatest contribution, geez, I feel like it's the other way around. I feel like everything else has made me into this, I don't know, I don't want to say great, I mean just this person that I am today. And I feel like if I were to say something that I'm good at, it's making people smile, I guess, or laugh. I love motivating people because I feel like the human smile is like my #1 inspiration. If I just see someone smile, like there's my day. Like I can live my life like the next 24 hours, and then the next one, I just need to see a smile. And yeah, that's cute, I know, sorry. But My mom's over there. She's filming. She's my best friend. She can even vouch and say she's my girlfriend. And before I close, thank you once again, and I hope you guys have a great day. I hope I see you guys all soon. I mean, you guys are amazing people, and I'd like to present someone that has shaped me into the young man I've become. Someone that's very humble too, and he's worked so hard to get me to this point, and I can say he's more than my best friend. He's my dad. He's my wingman. But yeah, here's my dad, Nestor. Thank you.
Thanks for the long accolades. I'm supposed to be doing that for you. Anyway, good afternoon. It's such a wonderful day today. Can I have one story? Okay. Superintendent told me to have one story. Anyway, when I was in the service, I retired 3 years ago from the military, and I have this Marine and Navy. Yeah, there you go. But you know, I retired in the Navy, but I served mostly with the Marines. So 12 years of my career was dealt with, you know, serving with the Marine Corps. And I have this young Marine guy who's unfortunately he had a when we were in Iraq, he had a IED explosion, and you know. Was decapitated, and he has a double amputee now. And every time he sees me, and since I was in the medical field, you know, I'm a corpsman by trade, and he says, "Doc, it's a wonderful day today." That's why when I say it's a wonderful day, you know, why? I always say it's a wonderful day because if I see myself in the mirror and, you know, come to live another day, it's a wonderful day. And you know, every time I hear of that, even though it's a bad day, it's a wonderful day. And I hear this Marine Corps, you know, PUHSD, and saying that it's good. But anyway, too much of the story. But anyway, what can I say about this person? First of all, I want to thank you all, especially educators, teachers, staff members, parents, who've done a great part in molding students like Nikki. And I'm very appreciative of that because you know, you help a lot, you know, you mentor them to be what they are right now, and they appreciate that. And probably 10, 20 years from now, they will still remember that, and they would cherish that because you shaped them the way they are, and they would retain that everywhere they go, and I'm very appreciative of that. And regarding my son, I don't know what to say. He got a lot of accolades. I might run out of adjectives to say what he really is. Whether it be leadership, academic, community involvement, church involvement, I mean, he got it all. Smart, intelligent, even though during his elementary grade, he was choice as the president, 5th grade, you know. Leadership during, you know, early years. He was the president, and when he got out of elementary, he was the student of the year. And on top of that, you know, multiple citizenship awards, you know, academic awards, and up to now, straight A student, 4.3 GPA, and you know, I can't ask for more. And I'm so fortunate I have this, you know, guy with me, and I love him to death. You know, like, yeah, I'm the wingman. So anyway, on top of his academics, he also has this charismatic personality, especially when he teaches catechist in St. Vincent Ferrer for the middle school, and very active in the church. So when you go to St. Vincent Ferrer for Mass on Saturday, he's also the altar server with my other kids. So very I know, very flexible individual, and he likes to be involved, you know. Actually, we were counting all his community involvement, over 60 hours done in the last year. You know, combined church, combined school sponsored, and all that stuff. And I don't know, I congratulate you for this wonderful feat, the milestone that you have right now, and we are so proud of you, and we thank you enough for being the person you really are.
And before I close, I wanted to have this quote from Dr. Seuss. It suits his personality, and says, "You have the brains in your head, you have the feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself in any direction you choose, and only you can control your future." Thank you very much.
Well, as you can see, 4 pretty average kids doing average things. Country's going to heck in a handbasket. Future, you can see all that. First of all, in terms of the Marines out there that would say that, that when I always tell a Marine, I say, hey, I understand you're part of the Navy, that you're a department of the Navy, and every Marine will say, yeah, the men's department.
But they don't get anywhere without the Navy.
Okay, well, first of all, at the end of these presentations, Sally has a quote from Reverend Maxwell that I'm going to play. It's on my phone, and I know my staff is all going, wait a second, it's on your phone and you're going to make it come out over the microphone? You will be amazed. But before we go there, I want to thank Randy Hughes from Paloma Valley High School. He's the video production teacher there. They're putting together the DVD, as I said earlier. It will air on Time Warner through the city of Paris. And those of you at Time Warner, you're lucky because you get the Pac-12 network and you get all the Laker games. And the rest of us with DirecTV get nothing. So big thank you to Mr. Hughes. He's going to come around the corner in just a second. There he's coming. I want to recognize Randy Hughes for all the extra effort he does to produce this. And I get to introduce the students. The technical director on the other side is Sierra Ibarra. The video mixer on the other side is Diego Repilar. The audio engineer is Jack Lytle, and our camera operators are, and they're going to raise their hand, Corey Van Dorn. Corey's back there. I think it's Kyle Goulet. Is that close? Is that close? No, it wasn't close, but he can't talk. So, okay. All right. And over on my side over here is Frederick Cosico, I think. So, thank you, those students. Okay, so when you think of the students that you saw today, I think Emily will be a great talent agent. I think she should be a great talent agent for Richard, but I also think those of you who've seen Emily speak, I think Emily's going to do some work on this side, not just on that side, but I think she's going to be looking for a talent agent about the time that I'm going to retire. And Emily, we'll talk after. Brenda, there has to be somebody to run this place. And people behind the scenes that get things done, that bring people together, that's the kind of person you are. You're going to be incredibly successful. Congratulate you on a great high school career. Richard Charles Barnett. We live in a country that believes it's not where you start, it's not where you're in the middle, it's where you finish. And where you're going to finish, I just want you to remember when you pull me over in my red Camaro. Can you give me a warning, please? And Nikki, after this is over, we'll practice the UCLA 8 clap. You'll be a great addition to the physics department at UCLA, but you have done so many great things in your life. Your future is so incredibly bright. It's proud to represent and to be your superintendent. One of the things I always tell the students and parents, though, is we've had some bad luck over the last 5 years. We had 4 students killed during senior week at Paris High School about 5.5 years ago, and last year we had the tragedy with Heritage High students, one being killed and others being injured. And I just remind you to, celebrate reasonably. We all want you to come back, and we all want you to make sure that you get to be like us and get to see your children and your grandchildren shine. So with that, I now have to make sure, I know there's people in the room very nervous. They don't know what's going to play here. But Reverend Maxwell is talking about choices today. So here's Reverend Maxwell. I hope.
Hi, I'm John Maxwell, and Chris Whitmer from Broadway, Virginia, independent business owner, wants me on Minute with Maxwell today to talk about choices. My wonderful friend John Wooden said it so best. Probably as a mentor, he taught me more about choices than anyone else. But he had this wonderful phrase that said there's a choice you have to make in everything you do. So keep in mind that in the end, the choice you make makes you. I love that phrase. The choice you make makes you. A lot of people, they think that the environment makes them, or their conditions makes them, or their money makes them, or friendships just kind of make them, and they're always kind of going around looking for someone to make their day and kind of get them where they aren't getting on their own. Listen to me, my friend. It's your personal choices. If they're good, it's going to help make you. If they're bad, it's going to be the unmaking of you. I think in choices, when people ask me about decision making, the most important thing I say to them is simple. It's your responsibility.
Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for attending our Student of the Month program. Congratulations to our students. We'll take a picture up front. Thank you all for attending.